Hey, what's up everybody? It's Stu over Yelo Autosports. Today we're going to tint this 2019 Mercedes CLA 250. So the first thing you got to do is you got to go around the entire car. Make sure you turn those locks over. It's going to reset that window to its original place where it sits when the doors are closed. If you don't do that, you're going to end up tinting the window, you're going to shut the door, and you're going to realize you're short by about an inch. So let's go ahead and do all that. And then we're going to start cleaning the glass. Inside and outside, I'm using 3M Scotch-Brite. These are the white pads. Okay, so let's go to the back glass. First, you're going to want to use a dryer sheet, wet it, and then you can just lay it on the glass. When this dries over, it'll make for a nice non-tacky surface, which you'll need. I like to measure my glass, figure out how much film I need to pull out of the box. We'll go ahead and pull that and lay that down. Now, important thing when you're going to trim the excess film. If you can, you want to minimize how much contact your glass is going to have to your razor blade. So when I do a trimming of the film before I actually do the shrinking, I try to lift the film off the glass. This just avoids unnecessary contact I'm going to have with the glass. Obviously, you're going to have to do some freehand cuts on glass, but if you can keep it to a minimum amount, then it's always best. Shrinking back glass. Now there's a few ways you can do this. Obviously you're going to need a heat gun. Now you can use a hard card, you can use a gloved hand. Some people won't even use either and just shrink it down. I've tried all three ways and all three ways do work. I've just come accustomed to using a hard card. So I always shrink one side. I'll start with my driver's side, bottom and top. And then I like to walk over to my passenger, get my other half all flush. When you're shrinking, just take your time, allow the film to kind of go horizontal. It'll sink down onto the glass. Do not run your card or your hand before it, or you might crease your film. So you just got to be careful. It takes a lot of practice. Just get a bunch of scraps and just keep doing it over and over again. Okay, so trimming the excess film, we're going to want to cut this to the dot matrix. Now don't go too deep. You want to look inside the car and look at the back glass. That'll let you know how much gap you have, whether or not you can go extra long past the dot matrix or if you should keep it right at the dot matrix. I like to stay right at the dot matrix. You're going to want a nice light source. I use a Ryobi LED light. And I like to put that on the bag and just shine it through. Especially with the darker films, you're going to need a light source to just show you where you should be making your cuts. So take your time, cut nice and straight. Having a steady hand will help, but that'll come through some more practice, so you just got to do it over and over. Going over to the side glass. First thing I like to do on a window like this, it's a little bit smaller, is I'm always going to want to trim the excess film just so it's an easier workspace for me. Once you've done that, make sure you just lock your film in place. You're going to have to do some cuts here on your bottom edge as well as your side edge and then your contour of the glass. So just make sure it's nice and locked in so it doesn't shift on you. When you're making these cuts, especially the side and the top cut, you're going to want to make sure that you pop some new blades, or at least know that your blades are nice and fresh. You should have popped them before you get to this glass anyway. One smooth, even motion is what you want to do so that you get a nice, even top edge. I then carry the film over to the peel board, and this is where I'll round up all my edges. Now I used to do this on the glass of the car, and I actually had some accidents happen where I did scratch the window. So my suggestions to you is get yourself a peel board where you can put your film on, and then you'll cut some nice round corners, and you will never have to worry that you're gonna scratch somebody's glass and have to replace that. That is very expensive to do. So go ahead and just shrink your side windows. You're gonna have a few fingers. Fortunately, sorry, it's a bad angle. I didn't realize I was in front of the camera, but go ahead and just get that shrunk and you'll be ready to install. Okay, before installing the tint here, you always want to do a final wipe down. So I'll spray and squeegee the inside of the glass just to make sure it's nice and clean. Then I'll get another base layer of water just so that it's ready for the film. Go to the outside, peel your liner off. Make sure you get plenty of water on that film. You're going to want it to slide when you come back and bring it on the inside. Another thing to be mindful of here is once you peel the liner off your tint, you don't want to stay and have it exposed too long. You're going to run into the chance of any contaminants being in the air depositing onto the film. So you want to avoid doing that, and so just work quickly, be methodical in your steps, and then go ahead and bring that film on the inside. Line it up correctly. I like to kind of use my hard card just to lock it in place a little bit, and then I come in with my squeegee and I do my final tag and just get it nice and locked in. Going to the small quarter glass, just repeat the same process. Remember, round your corners on the peel board, bring it in, make sure you have enough slip, get it exactly where you need it, lock it in place. Okay, so this one you're gonna have to remove the third brake light. Just push these pins out on both sides, it'll slide right out. Disconnect the electric. Alright, and finally onto the back glass installation. I like to use what's called the California roll. I feel that it's the cleaner way of getting the film inside. However, there is a method where you just peel all the liner off and bring it in Frankenstein style, and that also works as well. So each car is different. I use different methods. The best thing to do is train all the methods, and so that you have every option available to you. Just make sure you line it up correctly, nicely, squeegee everything in place, and then just wipe everything down nicely. Go to the outside, look at it, make sure that all light gaps are covered, and you're good to go. Alright, so there it is, guys. CLA 250 Mercedes tinted. If you have any questions whatsoever, please leave them in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to help. Once again, window tint done at Yelo Autosports. We're in Maplewood, Minnesota. Thank you for watching. Oh, and please make sure to like and subscribe if you like this. Thanks. Peace.